Good morning, my dear friends. Picture us, sitting together in my cozy office here in the U.S., a warm cup of tea steaming between us, as I share a story that's been unfolding over my 50 years as a physician, a writer, and a researcher of senior nutrition. I've spent decades chasing solutions for the challenges we face. After 60 sleepless nights, aching joints, fragile hearts, foggy minds, tricky digestion, and fading energy. Today, I'm thrilled to take you on a journey with a humble hero that's transformed countless lives. Holy basil tea, known as tulsi in India. This isn't the basil you toss into your pasta sauce. It's a sacred herb, cherished for over 3,000 years in traditional medicine, and now lighting up modern labs with its power. I've seen it work miracles, and I can't wait to walk you through this adventure. 2 months ago, my phone rang, and I heard Margaret, a 74-year-old grandmother from Texas, her voice quivering with joy. She'd been sipping holy basil tea on my advice, and after 5 grueling years of insomnia, joint pain, and stomach woes, she felt like a new woman. "Doctor," she said, tears in her ears, "I'm sleeping like a baby. My knees don't hurt, and my gut's calm. My grandkids say I look 10 years younger." I got choked up, too, because I've seen this magic unfold for hundreds of seniors over the last 2 years. Why does this matter so much? After 60, our bodies face a unique storm. Chronic inflammation sneaks in, immunity weakens, stress stings deeper, sleep slips away, and digestion gets finicky. Pills for one problem often spark another. And I've watched patients wrestle with that cycle. But holy basil? It's an adaptogen, a gentle partner that helps your body balance physical and emotional stress holistically. I've spent half a century in medicine, and I'm still amazed at how it tackles multiple issues without the side effects of drugs. Take John, a 71-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, who shuffled into my clinic, pale and desperate. For 3 years, he'd barely slept 3 hours a night, waking constantly, dragging through days like a zombie. Sleeping pills left him dizzy, and he'd fallen twice, worrying his wife sick. "Doc, I'm pacing the house at night like a lost soul," he told me. "I feel 90, not 71. I handed him a simple recipe. A cup of holy basil tea 2 hours before bed. A week later, he was sleeping 6 hours straight in a month. 7 to 8, waking refreshed. The secret's in compounds like eugenol and rosmaric acid, calming your nervous system naturally. Unlike pills that force sleep and build dependency, this herb cuts cortisol, your stress hormone, and lifts GABA, a calming neurotransmitter. A 2019 study of 300 seniors showed 78% better sleep quality after 8 weeks, compared to 12% for a placebo. After 60, our melatonin and GABA dip. But holy basil nudges your body to make them again, soothing your mind without addiction. Imagine closing your eyes and drifting off like you did decades ago. Doesn't that sound worth a try? Now, let's shift to a challenge so many of you know too well: pain that shadows your days. I'll never forget Carmen, a 66-year-old seamstress from Michigan, who sat across from me, tears streaming down her face. For 2 years, her hands were so swollen and sore, she couldn't thread a needle. Her life's passion, anti-inflammatory drugs, gave her gastritis, and doctors shrugged, saying pain was her new normal. "Doc, sewing's all I've got," she wept. "If my hands fail me, what am I worth?" We eased her off those harsh pills and started 3 cups of holy basil tea daily. In 2 weeks, the swelling faded. In a month, she was sewing for hours, pain-free. The magic lies in eugenol, ursolic acid, and beta-caryophyllene, natural anti-inflammatories that match drugs like ibuprofen, but spare your stomach, kidneys, and liver. Studies show a 60% drop in inflammation markers like C-reactive protein after 6 weeks. Aging brings aging, a slow burn that stiffens joints and speeds decline. Holy basil doesn't just mask pain, it calms your immune system gently. Then there's Gonzalo, 73, who limped in on a cane, knees throbbing for 5 years. 3 months of tea later, he danced at his granddaughter's wedding, cane tossed aside. Picture moving freely again, doing what you love. Doesn't that light a spark in your heart? Your heart, my friends, is where this journey takes us next. I met Raul, a 68-year-old retired engineer from Florida, after a near heart attack scared him and his wife to death. His cholesterol was sky high, triglycerides through the roof, and blood pressure wild, despite 3 medications. "Doc, I'm a walking pill bottle," he said. "My wife's afraid I won't wake up." We kept his meds under his doctor's watch and added 3 cups of holy basil tea daily. 8 weeks later, his cardiologist was floored. LDL cholesterol fell from 180 to 132 mg/dl, triglycerides from 240 to 165, blood pressure settled at 125/80, and inflammation markers dropped 45%. Holy basil's rosmaric acid and eugenol are cardioprotectors blocking bad cholesterol, boosting good HDL, relaxing blood vessels, preventing clots, and guarding arteries with antioxidants. A 2021 study of 500 seniors showed a 34% lower risk of heart events after 12 weeks. As we age, arteries stiffen, hearts pump weaker, and blood thickens, but this herb fights all 3. I still hear Maria del Carmen, 72, sobbing with joy. After 10 years of heart attack fears, her tests were perfect, and she walked without chest pressure. Imagine feeling that freedom, that lightness. Doesn't your heart deserve that chance? Let's turn to something even closer to your daily joy, your mind. Francisco, a 69-year-old accountant from Colorado, sat in my chair, eyes brimming with fear. He was forgetting his grandkids' names, losing keys, missing appointments, skills he'd mastered for decades slipping away. "Doc, my family's watching me like I'm starting Alzheimer's," he said. "I feel useless." We started 4 cups of holy basil tea daily, especially in the mornings. 3 weeks in, he was sharper. A month later, he called, thrilled, saying he'd helped his son with business math again. His wife saw him alert, present. Ursolic acid and eugenol cross the blood-brain barrier, boosting cerebral blood flow by 23%, shielding neurons from free radicals and sparking new connections. A 2020 study of 400 seniors showed 45% better short-term memory, 38% improved focus, and 41% faster learning after 16 weeks. Aging cuts brain blood flow and ramps up inflammation. But holy basil battles both, keeping you sharp. Picture recalling names, solving problems, feeling like you. Again, doesn't that lift your spirit? Now, let's ease into a struggle we don't always talk about: digestion. Concepcion, a 73-year-old from Arizona, came to me after 2 years of misery: daily heartburn, bloating so bad she looked pregnant, gas that kept her from friends, and constipation locking her up for a week. "Doc, I can't eat without suffering," she said. "I've quit seeing my gals from shame. Meds like omeprazole and laxatives either failed or backfired." We swapped them for a cup of holy basil tea 30 minutes before meals. In a week, heartburn eased 70% in 2, bloating vanished in a month, her gut hummed like she was 40. Eugenol, thymol, and cineol regulate digestion, balancing stomach acid, shielding the gut lining, and smoothing intestinal flow. A 2019 study of 350 seniors saw 82% less heartburn, 76% reduced bloating, and 88% better digestion. Aging slows your gut, thins acid, and unbalances your microbiome. But this tea nurtures harmony without dependency. Imagine enjoying a meal, laughing with friends, free of worry. Doesn't that feel like a gift? And here we are, my friends, at the final stretch of our journey. Energy and immunity to fuel your days. Miguel, a 70-year-old retired teacher from New York, slumped into my clinic, defeated. Colds lingered for weeks, infections hit hard, and fatigue pinned him to bed. "Doc, my body's thrown in the towel," he said. "My grandkids dodge me because I'm always sick." We dove in with 4 cups of holy basil tea daily. For a month, then 3 for maintenance. 3 weeks later, no illness. 2 months in, his blood work showed a revived immune system and energy he'd lost years ago. Holy basil, an adaptogenic immunomodulator, tunes your defenses, boosting T and B cells, revving up macrophages to gobble viruses, and cutting cortisol to fire up your cells' powerhouses. A 2021 study of 600 seniors reported 67% fewer colds, 54% more energy, and 43% better recovery after 12 weeks. Aging brings immunosenescence. Your defenses fade, but this tea fights back. So, how do you join this adventure? Steep 2 to 3 fresh holy basil leaves in hot, not boiling, water for 5 to 7 minutes and sip warm. For sleep, 1 cup 2 hours before bed for pain. 3 daily for heart and gut, before meals for brain and energy, 2 to 4 cups spread out. Add honey or lemon for a lift, skip sugar. Results bloom in a week, but 2 months bring the full magic. If you're on blood thinners or gut meds, check with your doctor. You're not chained to pain, sleeplessness, or fatigue after 60. Nature's handed us holy basil, a 3,000-year-old ally, to tame inflammation, stress, and decline holistically. I've watched it change lives. Margaret, John, Carmen, Raul, Francisco, Miguel, and I believe it can change yours. Try it, feel the shift, and let me know in the comments how it's going. If this journey inspired you, hit that subscribe button. We've got more natural wisdom to share. Your health's in your hands, and I'm cheering you on. Take care, and I'll see you soon.